Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to OTS News. My name is MD from NY. And welcome to the AEW Dynamite post show, live on Off the Scripts. AEW Dynamite, where the matches are decent, the crowds are dead, and Tony Khan is still high on his own demo ratings like it's 2021. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the self-proclaimed savior of professional wrestling is out here bragging about the numbers today, while Dynamite airs from a glorified junior high school gym with roughly about 4,000 people in attendance, clapping like they're waiting for their bingo cards. All In, taking place in Texas, It's more like all out of momentum for AEW. 20,000 tickets just sold in Texas. This time 2 years ago, they had over 80,000 fans inside Wembley Stadium. Now they can't outdraw a monster truck rally. But don't worry, folks. Tony's got a spreadsheet somewhere that proves everything is just great. As long as you ignore the fact that Dynamite feels like a 3-hour rampage with slightly better production and slightly less logic. Tonight's show, technically, I think wrestling happened tonight. The usual circus of flippy nonsense, promos that nobody will remember, and 45 different factions all fighting over airtime while the company slowly bleeds identity. Tony Khan thinks he's running 1997 Nitro, but this felt more like a 2000 episode of Thunder. If AEW is on fire, ladies and gentlemen, it's because the ship's burning from the inside out. Tonight, we're live. JD and the Chi-Town asshole, Smark, here on Off the Script. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys go get your free sample. And now it is time for the best of the best of the best.
goodness. AEW Dynamite 300. Seems like every fucking week we're celebrating something on this show. I don't know what there is to celebrate, but AEW finally, after weeks of no build and an ice-cold product, finally, 10 days to go before Texas, they finally decided to show up and do some work. It's unbelievable. We got somewhat of a decent show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but you know what? I gotta give Tony Khan his piece of the pie, man. Usually when there's a themed show or a milestone show, he usually puts on a very good show. If you were expecting Mercedes Mone to lose the TBS Championship tonight, man, you may be a certified fucking idiot. Adam Page, he wants a Texas death match. Gee, man, can we get any more bloodline? And Kenny Omega returns to save his golden lover. Oh, we got a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I got my cold beverage. We're going to the beer garden. And when I get there on this Wednesday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for July 2nd, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening, wherever you may be. Tonight joined, as always, by the one and only, the Chi-Town Smark. Jesse, what's going on, man?
Not much, bro. It's good, but you, man.
I don't know. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm a little worn down from all of the streaming, but other than that, man.
Oh, man, those reaction streams, man, they take a lot out of you, bro.
Bro, I'm tired of sitting in this damn chair, man.
Well, I mean,
I want to go stretch my legs. I want to go do stuff with my family who I can hear them out there doing crap without me.
I love you, bro.
But I'm here with you.
I know, man. I love you, man. I got to say, nothing against what you're doing with your channel, man, but you know how I feel, man. Reaction streams are the most just uncreative talentless content you could put on YouTube.
Well, it's not really, I wouldn't call it content per se.
No, it's not rewatchable.
No, it's not. It's genuinely not. It's hey, if you're at home watching the show and you want to put me on in the background and then just chit chat and shoot the shit as the show was on, then it's fun. It's fun to watch live, but nobody goes back and watches a reaction stream.
No.
When the show is over, and I get that.
Yeah. Well, tonight you watched along with your community. I watched on my very lovely couch with a nice espresso tonight, AEW Dynamite. And normally we come on here and we have a lot of questions, which I'm sure will raise some questions tonight. We always go in full detail about what we thought and where the storylines may or may not be going. But I will say this before I hand the ball off to you. I know we've been very hard on AEW, and rightfully so, because, I mean, there's just a lot that they are not doing correctly, in our opinion. But tonight, I really do feel like, and I said it in the outset here in the intro, when Tony Khan has one of these theme shows or one of these milestone shows, he usually brings the business. He usually knows how to book these shows. He knows how to make them feel very newsworthy and very good. Tonight was no different. Dynamite 300 was just like Dynamite 250. I thought tonight's show was very focused. I thought tonight's show was, in the build of All In, probably the best AEW television show over a 2-hour stretch, where we actually got consistent build and things are actually starting to come into fruition for AEW All In Texas. So I actually enjoyed the show tonight. I thought there was some really great wrestling tonight. I thought they put some added intensity into some aspects of the All In card, some not so much, but I thought tonight was a thumbs up show.
Yeah, no, this was a solid show.
Yeah.
This is a solid show all around. Not one of those, it was good, but This was a pay-per-view build worthy show tonight. If they keep this up, I mean, and look, we're going into All In. We need all of the shows to be like this, man.
Yeah.
We've said many a times that do we expect every show to be a banger at all times? No. But this is the build where we expect above mediocrity, and I think this show serves that purpose just fine. It covered a lot of things. It filled in some gaps. It was solid. The show flew by for me. I looked up. I didn't even notice until it was that far ahead. But we looked up and it was 90 minutes gone, and the show just kind of flew by on us. We didn't even really realize, me or my chat. Show was solid, man. We'll take this going into a big pay-per-view. They do this again next week. I would consider that some decent momentum going into All In.
Yeah, I agree. As far as you're concerned, over the 2 hours and 7 minutes or so of this Dynamite tonight, what was the biggest topic of discussion for you?
Well, I like how they fixed the stipulation for the tag match between the Bucks and Swerve and Ospreay. It just didn't make sense the way they set it up last week. I think this week they kind of cleaned up what they were trying to do, and they added a little bit of something else to make it make sense. Now, if Ospreay and Swerve lose, they can't challenge for the world title for 1 year. And if the Bucks lose, they lose the EVP titles, not to Swerve and Ospreay, but they just lose them in general. Full power just goes to Tony Khan. Clearly, this is all kayfabe, but still, I think it was necessary, because what you want is people to be invested into the match, and not to just go into it saying, well, it doesn't matter what happens because this or nothing's on the line. Something's on the line. The things that are on the line are pretty realistic. And I think they learned from the stipulation they did when they did Cody losing and never being able to challenge for the world title ever again. I think they learned from booking themselves into that corner by simply going, you can't challenge for 1 year. And that's feasible. That's feasible. I could see that possibly happening because they have a crowded main event scene. You know, and to say that, well, Ospreay is not going to challenge again for 1 full year. Well, 1 full year isn't All In back in London again?
In 2026, he said they're going back to London, yeah.
So, I mean, they could do another full year of build of Ospreay still chasing, culminating at Wembley. It's feasible. That I could see that happen. You got MJF, you trying to put up there in a title shot, in the title scene. You have other up-and-comers that could be world champion within the next year. Takeshita's not that far off for potentially being a world champion. I could see that happening in 7 to 8 months or so. Who knows? So it's not like if they don't have Swerve or Ospreay in the main event picture, then they have nowhere to go. I could see that possibly happen. I could also see the Bucks losing their EV power on screen and everything like that, and them just sticking to the tag team division. These things are reasonably possible. So I think this is a better way to go into this match if it's a match that you want everybody to deem as important and to actually care about.
Yeah, I don't even think we're done with the stipulations. I think we get some sort of stipulation match on top of the stipulation, like I don't know, ladder match or something like that, or something along those lines. I could see Tony just adding another element of just combustion to this match, if that's the right word. I just feel like another dose of pepper to the pasta sauce. If I want to give you a fucking analogy there,
it's still a standard tag match.
It is, yeah. It right now it's still a standard tag match, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes it makes sense, but it would seem that it's gonna be just chaos and confusion. Just make it a tornado.
Yeah, or something along those lines. Yeah. See, the thing with this is, I agree with you. They fixed whatever confusion was last week, and I'm glad that they actually went and gave us something that it does make it unpredictable. I will say that. It does make it unpredictable. I could see, like you said, I could see Matt and Nick Jackson losing their EVP titles. I could see Swerve and Ospreay losing an opportunity at the AEW World Championship for 1 year. I think that is a very plausible direction. The thing is, it is a huge risk if you want to go one way over the other. And what I mean by that is the Young Bucks, if they lose their EVP status, that's their entire gimmick. Their entire gimmick on television is the EVP, right? They're both EVPs. What are they going to do and what are they going to revert to if they're no longer the EVPs? Are they still going to be the Young Bucks and they come out very Succession-like on AEW television? I don't know. Do they go back and maybe kind of reinvent themselves again with a new gimmick and a new presentation? I don't know. On the other hand, you got Will Ospreay and you got Swerve Strickland. Two of the building blocks of the current stage of AEW. Do you want to take them out of the main event picture for 365 days? You could do that. It's a risk because they're two of the most over guys in the company and two of the most likable guys in the company and two of their biggest stars. Do you want to take them actively out of the main event scene for 365 days? Now, you could do that because you got a bloated roster and it presents just two more opportunities for somebody else to be the next Ospreay and the next Swerve, whoever that may be. That's an exciting time if you're AEW. Who's going to step up to the plate and who's going to fucking hit that home run? I don't know. I like that aspect of it, and I like that line of thinking. But the way that I'm thinking here is it may look on the outside, from a distant outside, it may look that Tony Khan's booking is just a little too predictable. Now, what I mean by that is if you take what I've already said, sure, there's a little dose of unpredictability, but if Ospreay and Swerve lose, I'm thinking about Swerve a few weeks ago. I'm thinking about what Swerve said in regards to Hangman. I will never help him win the world championship. Now, I present this question to you, Jesse. If Swerve and Ospreay lose to the Bucks at All In, I could see Jack Perry come back to the company, helping the Young Bucks beat these two guys, and that renders them no title match for 365 days. Then we get Swerve upset because tonight he was upset. He didn't want to take this match with the stipulation because he wants the world championship. His facial expressions showed you that he wants the world championship. Meanwhile, he's already said he's not going to help Adam Page win the world championship. If they lose, could you realistically see Swerve Strickland not help Adam Page and go into this mindset of, if he's not going to win the world champion, or if he's going to be the world champion, then I'm going to take it away. If I can't be the world champion, he's not going to be the world champion either. Do you see something like that happening where we get Swerve costing Hangman now that it's a Texas death match, and that leaves a very wide open casino gauntlet match to cash in on that same night? And I know a lot of people were talking about Darby Allin potentially coming back and beating that guy to win the world championship on their biggest stage. Do you see any of that happening?
Okay. This guy said my mic is low. I have not said shit in about 5 minutes. So, all right. So I think Swerve turning is exactly what we could be looking at if Swerve and Ospreay are gonna lose.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sets up a year's worth of shit for them to do. I mean, with the Bucks and with Swerve and then with Hangman and then with bro, you can tell that story for a year. You know what I'm saying?
They could basically be the new Hangman and Swerve for 25, honestly.
Yeah. They could tell that story for months, bro. I mean, they could easily go ahead and do that. So I could absolutely, and it would be so justified. It would make so much sense too. You know, and as far as the Bucks, if they were to lose and to lose their titles, I'm not too worried about that or them losing their identity. I could even see them doing some shiesty shit like taking on a new title. While we were EVPs, we contractually gave ourselves a different. They could be commissioners. They could be a commissioner. They could be. You're just not EVPs anymore. Just that's the kind of heel shit that heels do. You're not EVPs. You lost. Blah blah blah. Well, while we were EVPs, we wrote it in our deal that if we were to step down or lose our titles, then we would be commissioners or some shit, you know. One's commissioner of Dynamite, the other one's commissioner of Collision. Who knows? So I'm not worried about it like losing their identity per se. I mean, I don't think they would just be sitting in the tag division being a regular tag team, but no, they would come up with something for them to be a dick about as far as losing their EVP ships. But I think the story to be told here is if the Young Bucks win.
I think the Young Bucks have a realistic opportunity here to win the match, honestly, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like that is the better story to tell. I mean, you just set yourself up for at least a few feuds. I mean, months worth and everything else. I mean, that sounds more interesting, actually, to me.
They did not go back to what they did a few weeks ago with Ospreay, Hangman, and Swerve. They never really cycled back to that. And Page went on to do his thing with Moxley, and Ospreay and Swerve seemingly got on the same page after some tensions there a few weeks ago, coming out of Double or Nothing. And I think Jesse is correct here, and I have been kind of pushing for it as well. Hangman going after the world championship is going to turn Swerve into a heel because I feel like the top of the card is very babyface heavy, and I do think that we're going to need some heels going after the world championship. They never really cycled back to that, and the tensions were very palpable. They went away from it a little bit, and tonight those tensions kind of actually came back again because when Ospreay laid down that stipulation, which was completely a Will Ospreay decision, Swerve didn't have any idea what he was going to say, and he got upset, and it took him a little bit to actually agree to it. That sets up a Swerve heel turn. That sets up a tag team loss for them. That sets up Swerve being angry because he cannot be the world champion now when that is the one thing that he has set out to do. And if Page is going to be the world champion, I just see it happening in a way where Swerve You know, he wants to be the world champion. If he can't, then Hangman is not going to be the world champion because he never wanted to help him in the first place. I think that's the best story to tell here.
Yeah, I don't think removing Swerve and Ospreay from the world title picture for a year is a big deal at all. Think about it like this. MJF lost the world title in December of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been world champion for well over a year. You know what I'm saying? It's been going. It's about a year and a half now.
He hasn't challenged for the world championship either.
Nope. So I mean, and it's doable. It's fine. You slide MJF back into the world title picture. You still got Samoa Joe, the guy who beat MJF. I mean, you have plenty of talent in at the top of the card. So it does feel like the best story to tell in this situation is have the Young Bucks go over, tell them they can't challenge for the year, and you just do so many fucking different things from there, man. I think I like that direction actually.
Yeah, it would freshen things up, and then that would leave obviously you're going to get Moxley retaining the championship if that's the case. If everything that we just laid out does happen, and then Darby, which we have not heard or seen at all since he's got back from Mount Everest. You know he's going to be in Texas. You know he's going to be a surprise in that gauntlet match. He very well could be the guy that overtakes MJF as the favorite in that match. Darby could win the briefcase and see everything go down in the Texas death match, and he could be the last savior, the last beacon of hope for AEW and send everybody home happy. I genuinely think that Tony Khan is addicted to giving us a epic moment, especially at this show, just like he did with Bryan Danielson. I do think that even though we all want Paige, it's very, is it going to be a big deal if Paige wins the championship? I think so. I don't know if everybody else thinks so, but Darby going to Texas and winning that gauntlet match only to then cash in after everything just kind of comes crashing down on the baby faces and the Death Riders seemingly have it in the bag again, then he comes on out and maybe we see Sting help him. I mean, that's just too good to pass up if you're Tony Khan. I don't know if I don't know if I would personally go that route, but it's just it's an easy layup for him. Just seeing how everything kind of came into play tonight with the stipulation, Swerve going heel, his feud with Hangman not wanting to help Hangman. Then you got MJF who's in the gauntlet match. Like Jesse said, MJF, I thought he was a favorite to win the gauntlet match. If he does, he's going to be in the world championship picture if Ospreay and Swerve are not there. And if Darby is the world champion, they could cycle back to that. And they had a great feud for the world championship. Imagine MJF takes the world championship back from a babyface Darby Allin. That is something you want to restore the feeling. Go back to year one. There you go. You got 2 year ones right there. I like that.
Yeah, no, but it's funny how this stipulation adjustment for this tag match has now set the tone for me for if Moxley retains at All In. I'm okay with that. It makes sense now because of the other pieces that are in place. Darby cashing in and walking away out of All In as champion also sounds tempting. But even if that doesn't happen and Moxley retains and they just put Darby up to the forefront to probably challenge at the next pay-per-view and possibly take it then, that works for me as well. But yeah, I mean, the stipulation for this tag match seemed to have just set the tone for the world title scene for months and months to come, and I kind of like how that puzzle, the piece in that puzzle moving kind of shifted the dynamic a little bit. I kind of like that now. Yeah. So that was the stipulation tonight for Swerve and Ospreay against the Young Bucks at All In. Tag team match is now made official. This week it was made official. And that is the stipulation. If they lose, they can no longer challenge for the AEW World Championship for 1 single year. And if the Bucks lose, they lose their EVP titles. That doesn't mean Ospreay and Swerve are the new EVPs. They said tonight that the EVP status and the titles go back to the people. So that was the latest there. The other big thing and the other big match that we got tonight was for the TBS Championship. Mercedes Mone defending against Mina Shirakawa. We have been very, very vocal, probably more vocal than anybody else in the community about how this one match, Tony and Mercedes, has single-handedly stifled
the entire division, and they sacrificed everybody to get to this point, and literally nobody else is over. I don't think I saw another female on this show tonight, and that's really, really alarming. And that's not really a division that is healthy, in my honest opinion, and I don't know how you look at it as healthy. Mina, again, lost tonight. This is the second major championship match that she's lost since coming back. She wrestled Toni Storm at Double or Nothing for the Women's Championship. She lost. This was the other major singles Women's Championship tonight, Jesse. She lost against Mercedes. I don't think anybody thought Mercedes was going to lose this close to All In. On top of that, this was her 1,000th wrestling match. I don't think she was going to lose on number 1,000. That's a personal record for her. I know there were some people in the community. I know Solomon and I talked about it last night on TNT. He was at least a little hopeful that AEW would take the TBS Championship off of Mercedes due to outside interference from Toni Storm so that the championship could be squared away and put on somebody that will actively defend it, because we all kind of feel like Mercedes is going to hold both of those championships at the end of All In, and what good is that going to do for the TBS Championship? It's just fucking ridiculous. She won tonight. She retained. How are you feeling about it? Are you any more, I guess, disgusted over the fact that they single-handedly continue to just do wrong with the division, do wrong with the title, not making the appropriate changes? Or are you at a point where you just don't give a shit and you're just expecting everything to happen the way we all kind of laid it out?
No, I'm still pretty much interested in this because I want to see how Toni Storm gets treated by the end of it. I'm glad Mercedes won and retained tonight, because I feel like if she would have lost that title to Mina, then she was going to beat Toni Storm for sure at All In. I'm still holding out hope that Toni Storm walks away the winner at All In. I am definitely over Mercedes and everything that she is doing right now. It is not doing it for me. I don't understand how parading her around to be this omnipotent fucking female wrestler is to the benefit of anyone except her. You know, I'm not feeling it. I just got done watching Collision, and they got all of the women over there doing a whole bunch of shit. They're still presenting Megan Bayne as this unstoppable force, and they are now touting how she's undefeated on Collision. That is the new thing now. She's undefeated.
Oh, man.
On Collision. So they're doing their best to try to build up others, but at the same time keeping them completely separate. You know what I'm saying? They got Queen Amanada picking up W's and looking stronger. You know, they're bringing Sky Blue out there, and they got Thekla out there, but like you said, everyone just pales in comparison to what you're doing with Mercedes and Toni Storm. And I don't even see anyone on the horizon right now because Megan Bayne already got beat. So I know they want to tell her she's undefeated on Collision, but she's still defeated. She is not the unstoppable force anymore. I don't know what the hell's going on with Chris Statlander. They didn't address that at all. So she's just kind of idle this week. But I'm holding out hope that Toni Storm ends this bullshit with Mercedes and she just becomes a normal wrestler like everyone else, and we can move on with this and hopefully actually improve the division. You know, all of the news about Britt Baker and everything else today, it just kind of puts in perspective how it's amazing, but somehow the women's division has gotten worse, you know, over the last year when I thought it was supposed to be at the top of its game, and it's just not. And I can't think of anyone but Mercedes as being the reason why it's just not advancing.
You think the women's division is worse since Mercedes got here?
I do. I mean, it's great for her. I mean, she looks great. She's having better matches now. Even that was sketch at the beginning, but her matches are turning out much better now. She is just laced with gold. She's at the forefront of everything. She is benefiting greatly, but no one else is seeing that shine. The only other person getting any kind of love in that division is Toni Storm. That's it.
Now, you said that you're somewhat intrigued by the decision that they made tonight with Mercedes retaining over Mina. Now, if they wanted to create some intrigue, then they certainly, in my opinion, failed, because if Toni wins, this is how I'm thinking. They could have did the right thing tonight, put the title on Mina. I don't know if Mina's the right woman to do that out of everybody else she just really got here. So doing that would have probably created a whole new slew of problems. But if they put the TBS title on Mina and then had Mercedes go into All In, yes, it probably would have resulted in Mercedes winning the championship very, very predictably. But my question to you now is, now that she's still the TBS champion, we got champion versus champion. If Toni ends up beating Mercedes because she beat Mina tonight and retained the TBS championship, what good does that do for the division? Because in my eyes, you have accumulated everything you possibly could and then some with Mercedes. She is legitimately the final boss. You take that. It's like Brock Lesnar beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania. You've accumulated all these fucking casualties, and then you want to choose the right person to give it to put someone else over and move that person to the next level so that they may share some of the spotlight with Mercedes and Toni Storm. If Toni beats Mercedes, Jesse, how does this benefit the division, and why would Toni need that when she's already the biggest star in the division?
Well, again, the problem that we have right now is that Mercedes is already in this position, and she's already run through the whole division and everything else. So either way, we have to get the title off of her at some point. That has to be the end goal. Toni Storm is at the top, but she's a beatable champion. I mean, she has put in others over and everything like that, and yet she's still, I mean, for all intents and purposes, right up there at the top, right next to Mercedes. So point being, you don't have to just run roughshod over the whole division to be elevated to the top. You can put others over on your way. But nonetheless, here we are. One of them has to win. And keeping the title on Mercedes and having her beat Toni Storm, what is the purpose of that? I don't think there's any outcome here that's going to better the division, but it has to start somewhere. And we got to start by stopping this run by Mercedes that she's just completely unbeatable and everything else. You got to rip that fucking Band-Aid off and just make any other match of hers going forward a normal goddamn match where she might lose just as well as she might win. Right now, she's just set to win everything, and no one expects her to ever lose. But when do we get past that? How do we start getting past that? She has to lose at some point. And we can start now by having her lose to Toni Storm.
Yeah, the build for this match has been fucking terrible. They haven't done anything but eat food on the outside. Tonight, Toni Storm was eating food and dinner on the outside watching Mercedes wrestle Mina, so we're right back to that.
She never touched that steak.
Bro, I don't know what the fuck. I genuinely don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's like the creative team is completely out to dinner and they forgot to book this fucking story between two of the biggest females in their entire company. I don't know where they're going with this. The story is absolute dog shit. Next week, they really need to fucking square away 10 minutes for both of them in the ring and have them both cut fucking promos on each other. And give me a reason why this is the match that everybody has wanted for so long, and what the meaning of this match is, and where the division's going to be after this match. I need substance. Right now, we got nothing but fucking Food Network for a Women's World Championship at All In. That's all we got. So I don't know where they're going with this. The build has been awful.
You wouldn't sit them down? I would sit them down with Renee.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I think I would sit them down backstage with Renee and just really get into each other a little bit, make it a little bit personal. I would have Toni Storm ditch the gimmick. I would have her straight up. Toni Storm has been living the gimmick since she's gone timeless. I would have her ditch it mid-interview with Renee and Mercedes and get flat out fucking serious. Like, you know what? I'm tired of this bullshit. This division has been just completely been all fucked up because of you, and I'm going to end this shit right now. I'm tired of this. I mean, just completely break character, get all the way into it and just have Mercedes just shook. Like, what the fuck just happened? I mean, it would add a different element. I love Toni Storm's promos. I love what she does when she comes out, the timeless gimmick and all that shit. But we've seen that. And if this is the most important match of her career, I want to see her take it that serious. And just dump the whole fucking gimmick just for that interview, just for that promo, and be like, you're going to have to fucking kill me. Come all in.
We will definitely go over the rest of the show tonight. I very much enjoyed the opening segment with Adam Page and Jon Moxley and the way that they set things up. Now it's a Texas death match. We'll get into what transpired there. MJF wins number 2 in the men's gauntlet match for the right to go win a world championship opportunity for the next 12 months. We will get into that as well. We had a very good 6-man tag team matches. AEW branded 2 Superman matches tonight in conjunction with the new Superman movie coming out in a couple weeks. So we had a great 6-man tag team match with the Bucks and Takeshita against Bandido and some of the Paragon guys. That was very good. And then the Golden Lovers back together. Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi finally back together after Ibushi falls to Okada in the main event. We will go over all of that tonight. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for July 2nd, 2025. Couple of pieces of business here, ladies and gentlemen. 1,000 likes is the goal. 1,000 likes, and we will get Collision Corner. So if you guys want the ever so popular Collision Corner here on Wednesday nights, 1,000 likes is the goal. We're already halfway there. Make sure you guys. It's a good one. So make sure you guys get those thumbs up in, and Collision Corner will happen as soon as we see that 1-000. Super chats are open. Get them on in. There is a goal. I'm not sure anybody really gives a shit because the product here is ice fucking cold in AEW. So a lot of us that do the streams after the show is over, nobody gives a fuck. But there's a stream tonight, and there's a goal to go with the stream. So we got a new mask. Bandido has a replica mask that is now available on shopaew.com. I already got my AEW All-In commemorative mask, so when Jesse and I are live on the 12th, I will be wearing this mask on the stream because I owe it to you guys. But Bandido has a new replica mask that is now on shopaew.com. If you guys want to meet the goal, you guys know what to do. So get that achieved, and I will wear Bandido's replica mask on a future stream, all stream. So make sure you guys go and check that out. We got videos on the channel that we've had a great week so far. TNT was great last night. Episode 101. We were live from Monday Night Raw. I uploaded my very upfront and honest thoughts on the Britt Baker situation and the fact that she is looking for a way out of AEW. We will ask Jesse about that as well here tonight. And tonight's show sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. Follow us on social media, at JD from NY206, at Chi-Town Smart. What do you got going on your end, Jesse? What's going on with the channel?
We are once again sticking to the watch-alongs. I am in the midst of some channel development right now. I'm going to improve some things and work on some promo packages, like introductory packages and things like that. But we're still going to work on the news and headlines live reactions to them. So I am not watching the news feeds normally. I am reading them fresh and giving my live reactions to some of the smaller stories. Some of the bigger stories I just can't avoid, like the Britt Baker story that broke today. But a lot of them I'm staying away from just so I can give my live reactions. So tune in on this mission to 10K, man. So join the channel, subscribe for me. That would be fantastic.
There you go. And like I said, super chats are open. Get them on and we'll hang out at the end of the show tonight. I guess we'll start with this before we get into the Dynamite post. I usually get right into it, but I'll give Jesse the floor here. There was a report on Britt Baker today that I uploaded my very candid thoughts and opinions on. And the report was that Britt Baker was reportedly seeking an early release from her AEW contract. And this came from bodyslam.net. They said, as things currently stand, AEW isn't looking to release Britt Baker from her contract. The internal belief is that they don't want any upcoming WWE Pittsburgh shows to be announced as well as Evolution happening in the next 10 days. They do not want Britt Baker to be part of any of these upcoming WWE shows. Now, as far as Baker's desire to leave AEW, the word from Bodyslam.net is that she feels like there's nothing left keeping her there and that the environment in the company has, quote, changed around her, which is very telling because she was back on television and in a feud with Mercedes. And ever since Mercedes got there, she was basically goodbye, not seen on television anymore. There's currently no timeline on when things between both parties may get resolved. Please stay tuned, says Bodyslam.net. Then Fightful put out a follow-up, and they obviously tried to fan the flames here because that's what they usually do. I do believe Britt is looking for a way out of AEW, but I'm sure she's very happy with getting paid to do nothing. So, I mean, take your pick there. There were reports that Britt wanted out of AEW, says Sapp, after she shared an inspirational quote about the value of a bottle of water depending on where you go. After the report, Britt replied to a Natty comment, Natalia Neidhart comment, on the post of the inspirational quote, and she said, "Careful, Natty, the dirt sheets will have a field day," with a crying, laughing emoji and a heart emoji. Those that we spoke to familiar with Britt's situation said that the idea of her wanting out of AEW or even communicating that to AEW was news to them, and that they have never heard anything resembling that. Beyond that, it was noted to us that Baker frequently shares and comments on posts from that page that she shared this week. Those in AEW we spoke to say that they haven't been told that on the occasion that they see her on the convention circuit. As of now, we've been told that she hasn't been booked for StarCast, but has no idea if she's expected to be in Dallas for All in Texas. To be clear, Britt Baker still has well over a year left on her AEW contract. With the possibility of injury time, there's a chance she could be under contract into 2027. If you guys remember, she was last on TV setting up a program with Serena Deeb, and the fabled words out of Britt Baker's mouth as the camera zoomed in on her were, and I quote, "Nobody cares. Nobody cares." You guys saw my video today. If you didn't, it's on the homepage. Please go check it out. I've said a lot that I really don't want to repeat here. I'm going to give Jesse the floor here. Jesse, what do you make of this situation, and do you believe that Britt is seeking a way out of AEW?
So, look, man, I've been trying to find some kind of solid proof of this story that just popped up today, and I can't find any. So, I'm gonna take the advice of Britt Baker that she personally gave me herself. And if she didn't say it herself, then I mean, it's not to say it's not 100. It's absolutely definitely not true. But if you didn't hear it from herself, then I mean, how do you really know it's true? How do you really know it's true, man? I haven't heard from her. Have you heard from her?
I have not heard from her. I even said in my video today, I have spoken to her in many months ago, and she actually reached out last July. I think the last time I spoke to her. She wished me well, and she sent me her thoughts and prayers when my lovely Bacardi passed away last year at 21 years old. So I appreciate her for doing that. She didn't have to do that. It shows you how good of a human being she is away from the ring. But no, I haven't heard from her. Nobody's heard from her, like Jesse said. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest too. I heard from her semi recently, like a few weeks ago, something like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like if this was true, I mean, she would have addressed it. She would have said something about it. I don't know. But then again, at the same time, maybe she can't publicly say anything about it because she'll get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
Who knows? But if she can't say anything about it, how did Brian Thurston get this information? I would love to know how he got this information. If he's just assuming this from her cryptic tweet, because I can assume.
Well, it started with Coachman, and then it got picked up, and Sapp said something in regards to it a couple of weeks ago, and then it all of a sudden happened again today from Bodyslam.net, and then Sapp put out the Fightful report, and we go around and around we go with the rumors and innuendo and speculation. So, I mean, it's all speculation at the end of the day.
It is. It really is. That being said, look, it doesn't take a genius to see that things appear to be ice cold between AEW and Britt Baker, okay? I mean, just by the simple fact of she's not on our televisions. She's mysteriously just MIA. Anyone can tell that there is clearly some kind of rift, some kind of issue going on between the two parties. Now, it's easy to assume that she wants out. I could sit here and say, hey, I think Wardlow wants out. He hasn't been on TV, what probably wants out. I mean, I don't want to say that it's not true because she didn't say it herself. That's so cookie cutter. And what we do here is we take the news that was reported by other outlets and we give our thoughts and opinions on if we believe it, if we believe it could be true, how much of it is true. That's what we do. And from this, I just don't see enough in these reports to be like, yeah, she's definitely trying to get out. And especially if she has another year in her deal, going public, like if put it like this, if she actually did want out, I'm sure she would have reached out to the people that she actually needs to reach out to try to get let out because she's got a year left. So if she did that and someone told her no, and then she leaked the information that she's trying to get out, how is that going to make her look to management? Like, oh, so you didn't get what you want. Now you're going to leak this bullshit. Now you're never getting out. She may never get what she wants at that point. So why would she leak it that she wants out? I'm just trying to think outside of the box on this one. I mean, maybe someone backstage in AEW leaked the fact that she was trying to reach out to get a release. That's possible too. We know there's leaks back there all fucking around, So maybe she did go through the proper channels, kept it to herself, and maybe she didn't say shit. But maybe somebody backstage who got that information and say, oh, she's requesting us. Okay, that's some news. And then someone else leaked it. I don't know. But I'm going to venture along the lines of it could have just been something taken out of proportion just because it clearly appears that the lady is not happy with the current situation. Why? Because she's not on TV at all.
How do you take how do you take a year one and then just kind of cast them aside and then kind of deem them worthless? Like I said today in my video that a lot of these women in the company, now you could sit there and say Britt's not a good wrestler. I was never high on Britt Baker's in-ring skill. I don't think Jesse was either. But we saw her get better from what we seen of her when she first got there to what, year two and a half. So she definitely grew and she got better as a performer from where she started, number one. Number two, a lot of these women, they owe a lot to Britt and Thunder Rosa because what they did during the pandemic era of AEW, a lot of what they did, they set the foundation for what the women are doing today. And I said, I don't know how you take someone as talented as Britt Baker and someone who the crowd easily recognizes and is emotionally invested in, how you don't find a role for her on TV and how you don't make a story out of this or a story out of just who she is, knowing that she could bring a great story to the table and do a lot for that division. I don't know how you don't put her on television. I think that's just a lack of creative and a lack of fucking effort on AEW's part because, you want to tout women's wrestling and this is the best division in the world and, women's wrestling is very vibrant and strong here. Yet you got your face of the division, honestly, outside Mercedes and Tony, on a huge recognizable name on the fucking bench not doing anything. How do you let that happen?
So, yeah, I mean, I am completely on the record. And when she started in this company, I was completely on the record saying she's just not good. She's terrible. She needs a lot of improvement. And that stayed the course for, weeks. I mean, we're talking about when the company just started. And as we progressed, as we went on, as we got further down the road, and a lot of people were still hanging on to, well, Britt can't wrestle. I'm on the record every week for multiple weeks in a row saying, wait a minute here, hold on. She's getting better. She's getting better, guys. Wait a minute here. And that progressed to me, again, on the record saying, bro, she's good. She's really good. And she's put on bangers. And I was saying that before the Thunder Rosa match. Like, she is good. She has improved her craft. You can tell she's working on it. She is very good. Now, she left with this injury. And when she came back, you can tell the ring rust was there. You can tell she was just not in ring shape just yet. You could tell she had to get the wind back, beneath her feet and things like that. But she never really got that opportunity because she disappeared completely from our televisions, like since she came back from her injury. But I can't sit here in good faith and say that she's bad in the ring. I mean, once you figure out what you should be doing, then you got it. Will ring rust happen? Yeah, sure. You got to sharpen up your skills here and there. That happens. That's
It's
fine.
like fucking riding a bike. I mean, you don't get on a bike after fucking 3 years off of a bike and just pick it up and fucking naturally just go and do your
You're not
thing.
doing willies and shit.
No.
Yeah. When she gets back, back in the ring shape, and she'll be back up to speed again. But she has it. She's fine. She's good. She will be an extremely hot commodity for WWE if that is the case, if that's something that's on the table. You ask, how did they fumble a year one like this, someone like this? Bro, this is a company that fumbled CM Punk. What do you want me to, they've fumbled bigger. So it happens. To me, there was a clear and apparent fallout personally between Britt and Tony Khan. I don't know that for sure, but it looks like there was an absolute fallout between those two individuals specifically. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's happened. That's happened in the past. I mean, maybe this guy wears his heart on his sleeve or something. I don't know, but if he loves you, you're all over the TV. If he's upset with you, you're at home. I mean, and that's just how he operates. I guess we can just get past of what he should and shouldn't be doing. This is what he does, okay? This is what he does. If he's upset with you, he's going to sit you at home. It's not good for business. It's not good for the fans, but that's what he wants. That's what he wants to do with his company. You know, what can we do? What happened specifically? I don't know. There was a clear and apparent fallout between Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes. We don't know what it was. But clearly something upset that man to the point where Cody got up and went back to WWE. Tony Khan made an announcement that he's the president, CEO, head booker, head of talent relations, head of God and catering. He does it all. And it seems like he was very hurt by Cody leaving. It seems like he takes these things extremely personal between the talent and himself when it comes to getting booked and how people are treated and everything like that. And that's probably not the best way to go about it. But again, that's him. That is on him. So now, like I heard you mention this in the video earlier. I actually did listen to the video. That does create an environment where you have talent walking around on eggshells, and you have people presumably going around and just kissing someone's ass because they don't want to be sitting at home. So is that what you want? Do you want people to fear you or respect you and enjoy your company? That's something you got to consider when you do these things.
Yeah. It's a terrible way to run a business. This is why I said today, I don't think Tony Khan is a businessman. He tries to be everybody's friend. And then, like Jesse said, and it's very well known, he wears his heart on his sleeve. You cannot mention the word Cody or Punk in any capacity in AEW. Otherwise, you are completely fucking finished. You are locked away and never to be seen of and heard of again. Listen, we've talked about Britt's problems. We were actively involved in some of Britt's problems, and I regret actually getting involved with that because, it just led to a fucking disaster with Thunder Rosa. And I know Britt is not an innocent party in any of this, and she has caused problems, and you can see and read for yourself what those problems were. It happened because of the environment that was created there. You give an inch, and people are going to take a mile. Everybody, especially in the pro wrestling business, is ready to dog walk over everybody else just to simply get ahead and benefit themselves. They don't give a shit about anybody else. Even in life, in everyday life, you will find people who willingly take advantage of others and take advantage of other people's kindness. Tony is a kind human being. Tony also wears his heart on his sleeve. I know what that is because I do the same thing. But people have taken advantage of Tony Khan for the duration of AEW's life cycle. They are still taking advantage of Tony Khan, and people will continue to do so, and he does nothing to stop it. All this does is create an environment in which Britt Baker was able to do these things because of poor leadership and poor management. I guarantee you, if Britt was in WWE, none of this would be an issue. You're not going to hear a fucking peep out of Britt Baker. She's not going to be causing backstage problems. And if there is, you're never going to hear about it because WWE doesn't leak that shit to the dirt sheets. Somehow it always gets out tenfold in AEW. I genuinely believe if Britt does want to continue pro wrestling and go to WWE, I think she will turn over a new leaf and she will be the very best Britt Baker that we've seen. But this is a product of AEW. Poor leadership, poor management, and this is the environment that Tony Khan has created. Favoritism, fucking tribalism. You can't say anything. It's almost like the reverse Vince McMahon. Vince instilled fear in everybody. Tony's just an emotional fucking coward, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. And if you feel like you say something out of line or it doesn't align with their political beliefs, or if you befriend someone from the other company and you want to go support someone that works for the other company, you're punished for it. I mean, look at poor Ricky Starks. He went on Chris Van Vliet's podcast and said, I don't know, I'm sitting at home. I don't know why I haven't gotten a phone call. What the fuck did the guy do? What did he do? He showed up to support Cody Rhodes, who won the WWE Championship, and I'm not on TV because I have fucking friends in this industry that I want to support at the height of their popularity and the height of their career. How fucking stupid does that sound? This is the environment he created.
They act like he was ringside for his match or some shit.
It's like he was the mystery tag team partner for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania while under AEW contract.
There was leaked security footage from the venue backstage. And that's how we wouldn't even have known he was there if it wasn't for that leaked footage.
No.
And for that, the guy's been punished. I mean, I don't know. Hey, maybe we're wrong. Maybe backstage, Ricky Starks called him a dick. I don't know. I mean, but that doesn't sound very likely. It sounds like TK got up in his feelings because he, one of his top stars got spotted backstage in WWE.
It's really like the reverse Vince McMahon. Vince instills fear in you because he was a fucking feared individual. Tony instills fear because he's an emotional individual. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, I just want one pro wrestling promoter to be fucking normal, man, and be honest with everybody. Honestly, it's never gonna happen.
It is impossible.
Never gonna happen,
to
man.
be normal and be a wrestling promoter, bro. That will never happen ever.
That's the latest on Britt Baker. Anything else, we will definitely fill you guys in here individually or here on the Dynamite streams on Wednesday. Dynamite started. I loved the open of this show. This was probably the best interaction, not only between Moxley and Adam Page, but I do think that this has been the best interaction since that first interaction we got after Double or Nothing with Ospreay, Swerve, and Hangman, where they were all in the ring and tensions were rising, where Swerve said he didn't want to help Hangman. Hangman doesn't want to help Swerve, and Ospreay is somewhere stuck in the middle. This was a very good segment. Now, it's a one-on-one match, but now they're adding a stipulation to it. The whole basis of this opening promo was that Hangman wants a Texas death match. He says, if you think he'll let the elites or the Death Riders' involvement get in this, you're the biggest dumbass in the world. Like all of Jon Moxley's matches at All In, he knows the interference is coming, so Page welcomes them all. Texas death match. Jon Moxley comes on out with the Maria Shafir and the briefcase. Moxley said Page wants to pull out all of his chips and put them on the table. At All In, his life, his health, his career is all on the line. With the AEW World Championship on the line in a Texas death match, no, I'm not giving you what you want. Page might think he wants that, but he doesn't, as Moxley knows that Page doesn't want to win, as he is safe where he's at, not wanting to wake up on Sunday morning as the champion. The reason Page won the Owen was because it wasn't the highest peak. It was nice. I really feel like the highest peak is a play on words for something that we also may see it All In. It was nice, but the top of the mountain is too much pressure. Another play on words. The top of the mountain. I wonder who climbed the mountain recently. Moxley lives in pressure, and while people call themselves the best in the world, shots fired there. That's basic bitch shit, he says. Moxley will show the whole world at All In what a champion looks like, something Page doesn't have inside him. Page won't be able to walk away from a Texas death match with Jon Moxley. Page slapped Moxley in the face. We got a fight between them. Page ground and pounds on Moxley before he starts pulling out a fork. I don't know where he got the fork. Maybe he was eating something in catering beforehand and he stole a fork. Pulls out a fork. Wheeler Yuta walks out. He makes the save and got completely decked by Hangman. Shafir makes it to the ring, and she slaps Paige in the face 6 times. Paige never moved. Wheeler Yuta grabbed his ankle. Claudio's in there now from behind. Moxley and Shafir bailed as Yuta and Claudio continued to beat down on Hangman, including a neutralizer. They leave the ring and join up with the rest of the group in the aisleway, in the crowd. Paige crawls to a microphone and asks, "Is that all they got? And you sent Moxley's lapdog Claudio after him because he's still standing, bitch." Claudio's pissed off. He goes back to go beat up on Hangman, but Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Katsuyori Shibata walk in from the crowd, and they back Yuta and Claudio off. Shafir appears behind Paige, tries to smack him with the briefcase. He blocks it and gets the case away from her. Paige then holds the championship and the briefcase hostage and basically gets Moxley to admit that the Texas Death Match is now on. So after all this is over, we got a buckshot lariat to Marina Shafir, and the crowd really popped for that. The Death Riders were left shocked. Paige walks off with the ops, and the Texas Death Match is now made official. Jesse, this was the best series of events here between Moxley and Paige since this build has started for All In. I do think that this is definitely probably the top of the segments we've seen on the entire build for All In. The sad thing is, and I said as much on social media, we only have 10 days to go before the actual show. I don't want to say it's too little, too late, but I do think that this was the best segment between these both guys for the AEW World Championship.
This was good, and it's not too late. This should have come sooner, and we should get something more intense next week. They just really got to bring that shit home next week. It's picking up a little bit, and it's fine. They should have picked up sooner. They didn't. But like I said, this is one of the things that made tonight's show really good. So they with 10 days to go, they stepped it up on the tag match. 10 days to go, they stepped up on this main event match. They need to work on the women a little bit, but they are picking up the pace a little bit here. If they kick that shit into overdrive next week, I will call this build acceptable for All In.
Acceptable.
That's
what you're going with, acceptable.
Because it should be great. And from what it was looking 2 weeks ago, they were going to fumble it entirely. But this week was good. If they kill it again next week, that's good. It's acceptable. I'll take that.
Yeah, I thought this was good. This is a Texas Death Match now. Obviously, they are slowly, we don't know how things are going to materialize, but I do envision that we will get a very, very overbooked and a match with overabundance of interference. I'm assuming we're going to take a page out of the WrestleMania 40 playbook with Cody and Roman Reigns. And I do think the Texas Death Match is going to mirror the Bloodline rules match that we got between Cody and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 as well, with the plethora of interferences. And there are more than enough cast of characters that do make sense here, that have battled alongside Hangman, that have battled the Death Riders, some of which that haven't been on TV for several weeks. Jay White, Adam Copeland could make his return. We talked about Darby earlier in the night, him winning the gauntlet match and how all that potentially could play out with Swerve and Ospreay losing their world title opportunities for 1 year, only for Darby to win the gauntlet match and save the day after Hangman does lose the Texas Death Match. There's a lot going on here. They got me. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. And I did complain about the Punk and John Cena overabundance of interference. I was just really sad that that match needed that in his final year, knowing that it was the last time we were going to see that. I didn't really care for them to kind of copy their homework and do what they did at WrestleMania 40 there, because we've seen it done a bunch of times in WWE. At least knowing that we're expecting it in AEW, it does make a little bit more sense. And with that large atmosphere in Texas, I do think it's going to come off very well, Jesse.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I genuinely did not like that Punk Cena match. I kind of kept it to myself because I could see all the stands. Oh, you're just a Punk hater. That's why you didn't like. I didn't like that match at all. I was expecting something more along the lines of the 2011 Money in the Bank match, where the two of them just went fucking 25, 30 minutes just going at it. It got way out of pocket for me. I didn't enjoy that match at all.
The one at Night of Champions?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, I enjoyed it to an extent, but like, I just got taken out of it after the fucking just nonstop interference. But I know we're probably going to end up seeing the same thing in 12 days or 10 days rather for All In. But at least here it makes a little bit more sense than it did for Punk and John Cena. But yes, this was a very good segment. Texas Deathmatch now signed for All In, the AEW World Championship match between Paige and Jon Moxley. TBS title, Mercedes versus Mina. This opened the show. This is Mercedes' 1,000th match. And this really sparked some discussion. Was Mercedes going to lose the championship to drop it to Mina only to win the big one in Texas? Or was she going to retain, take her title to Texas, and is she going to own all the belts? It seemingly looks like that is going to be the case. Mercedes retains the TBS championship here against Mina. I feel bad for Mina because she is slowly getting more and more over, and the fans are really reacting to Mina. She's already had a women's world championship she lost against Tony at Double or Nothing, and that didn't even result in much of anything because she won a gauntlet match or a fatal four-way match, and then she got that match at Double or Nothing and lost. And now she got a TBS championship match against Mercedes because she's quote-unquote friends with Tony, and Mercedes and Tony are feuding, so let's go after Tony's friend in Mina, and she lost a TBS championship match. What do you make of, we'll start there, Jesse. What do you make of Mina kind of being a loser in the big one so far in AEW?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you're either, and this is what we mean about how Mercedes and what she's doing is holding up the division, because you are either in the main event competing for a title, or you're somewhere on Collision or on ROH competing and winning matches against people that no one really cares about. Which one do you want to do? You can be in the main. You can be on the main show facing Mercedes, but you're gonna lose. Or you can go and do Collision. You can go do ROH, do some shit like that, and nobody will even know that you're wrestling still. I heard Thunder Rosa's in ROH. I don't know. Is she?
She's wrestling Athena at the Ring of Honor show on Friday before All In.
There you go. We got Megan Bain, and Penelope Ford doing their thing. They're keeping away from the women too. I mean, they right now they're keeping Toni Storm clean so she can compete with Mercedes. But before that, Toni Storm was a beatable champion. Mercedes has not lost shit since she's got here.
No.
So I mean, so what do? You can be at the top competing with Mercedes, but you're gonna lose. Or you can go do something else where nobody's watching you work. Or you can be in catering. You can be worse. You can be home. Be next to Britt. So, I mean, I don't know. This is what we mean about how she's handcuffing the division. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying just her because Toni Storm has put others over. They're keeping her clean right now. They're keeping her strong now, yes, because she's in a feud with Mercedes. And having her lose now does nothing for that. But this is what we mean. I like that Mina's here. I mean, I enjoy her work and everything like that. I'm glad that she's in a spotlight. She's in a high profile match with Mercedes, but she was always gonna lose that. They can put her on the road, next to Megan Bain and have her just, wrestling jobbers and Lady Frost and all this other bullshit. But what good is that? I mean, how was that fulfilling? How was that pushing her? How is she getting over like
They could put her in a random 8-woman all-star tag team match on Collision, man.
Exactly. It's just
fucking ridiculous, man. So many all-star tag team matches, man.
You have to push more than one or two people in the division. You just have to. I mean,
at this point, I don't even know who else exists. Are there any other women that compete on Dynamite, man? I don't even know anymore.
I don't know. I don't know. Look, Moxley's been champion for however long he's been champion, and you still have multiple guys at the top of the card in the main event picture that could easily be put into a spot to be feuding for that title. Take that and apply it to the women. Mercedes is on top. Toni Storm is on top. Who else?
Couldn't tell you.
Nobody.
Drawing a blank.
No one. They're not doing anything with them. Right now, they want us to believe that speedball Mike Bailey, and Jet Speed, they're the number one contenders for the tag team titles.
Oh, we'll get to them, bro. We'll get to them. Those two fucking losers, man. Holy shit.
These guys are fucking jobbers, man. What are we doing here?
Oh, man. We'll get to
Come
them.
on.
But this was a good match. I don't want to say this was a bad match. Crowd was into it.
Good.
Yeah, this was good. I thought they worked pretty decently together. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Meteora, before the break, sent Mina out to the floor, and she was writhing in pain. And then Mercedes goes over to mock Toni Storm, who's sitting at ringside with a dinner that she did not touch the entire match.
I was waiting for her to cut into that damn steak so I can judge the holy hell out of it. She never touched it.
Hopefully, Ontario, California has some good steakhouses. I don't know what was what else was on the plate. I don't even what else was on the plate, Jesse.
I couldn't even see.
No, I don't know.
They wouldn't even stop and look at. I'm so mad. Look at me. I remember the first week they had Mercedes out there with a steak dinner. We got mad as hell. This motherfucker, they got her out here eating a steak dinner on TV. Now here we are, like 3-4 weeks later. I wanted to see the steak dinner. I couldn't even fucking see it.
God, man.
I wanted to see what was on that plate.
Whoever is in charge of this storyline, man, holy fuck. I mean, it's like they haven't even showed up to work since this feud started, man. I don't know what's going on. But during the break, Mina trapped Mone in a figure four around the ring post. Shirakawa hits a sliding crossbody standing splash to the leg of Mercedes. She's able to battle back. Mone managed to apply a statement maker, but was unable to hold on for very long. Mina got her in a figure four once again. Both Mercedes and Mina rolled and collapsed to the floor, and Toni remained just staring at Mercedes. She did not move. She did not touch her dinner at all. She's just like a fucking statue out there. Mina managed a spinning head scissors off the apron and a tornado DDT off the stairs, but Mercedes returned the favor with a spinning kick and a meteor off the apron. Back in the ring, Mina ramped up. We got a big forearm battle. Mercedes tried a sunset flip, rolled through into another meteora. Lots of meteoras here from Mercedes. Kind of just a very clunky sunset bomb into the corner, followed by another fourth meteora for a near fall. We got
He's been doing that lately.
A fifth meteora here hit, but Mina rolled through, slammed the injured leg of Mone down with a dragon screw before she went back to the figure four. Mercedes managed a rope break. Mina hit a sling blade off the top. She goes for a cover. She gets a 2. Mina called for the glamorous driver, but Mina is calling for it. Mercedes rolls through, tried for a Mone maker. Mina countered into a rolling elbow and buzzsaw kick that caught Mercedes right on the side of the face. Spinning back fist hits. Mina hits a glamorous driver, but Mone got her shoulder up, and she kicks out. Mina then went for it again. Mercedes hits a backstabber. Mina no-sold it, hits a sliding kick. Mercedes kicks out at a 1. Then she connects on a tombstone lung blower, does Mercedes. Mina kicks out. They trade finisher attempts. Mina tries for the figure four one more time. Only this time Mercedes rolled her up for a cradle flash pin, and she retains the TBS title. A lot of retread here. Nothing really blow away as far as the match is concerned. She really just kind of went for the same move over and over again, as did Mina. It was fine for what it was, and Mercedes is still the TBS champion. Post-match, Mina got hit by Mercedes. Storm hit the ring to chase Mone off to go attend to Mina. With her back turned, Mone ran in and clocked Storm with the TBS title. Mone then picked up the cake that was out there. Apparently, we're not just doing Bobby Flay cookout or cook-off. Now we got the Summer Baking Championships here on Food Network by Toni Storm. They had a cake, and Mercedes took a lick of the cake before drinking some champagne and throwing the drink at Luther. And that's the way the segment came to an end.
Yeah, it was kind of gross where she licked that cake.
Listen, man. You never licked the cake that way?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't know why, but she's a beautiful woman. She is. And she's licking the cake. I would normally be like, ooh, look how she licked. No, to me, it just came off as, ew, man.
This was fine for what it was. We talked about Mercedes and how this does nothing for the TBS Championship. We don't need to go back and repeat ourselves. So if you guys want to rewind, we talked about that legitimately within the first 25 minutes of the show. I mean, I'm not surprised she won. I know some people had hoped that she might drop the championship and take the big one at Texas. But now it looks like she's taking both big ones. I mean, like we've been saying for weeks, I am not going to believe it until we actually see her lose. And right now, she is 100%, as far as I'm concerned, taking the AEW Women's Championship in Texas. That's it.
I'm holding out hope, man. Holding out hope.
I know. We'll see. Mercedes is still the TBS champion. Check in the chat. We got 1,815 here. We got 658 likes. If you guys want a Collision Corner, man, 1,000 likes is the goal. Seriously. I know these streams. I know everybody's out for the 4th of July and getting ready for the 4th of July festivities. And I know Salamon's is not even looking at an audience of fucking 600 tonight. So I don't know. Maybe nobody gives a fuck about All In. I don't know. Or maybe you're just out on vacation and celebrating the holiday. But 1,000 likes is the goal here.
It's free.
It's free to do so, man.
It's free.
Free to do
Who
so.
is sitting there without their thumbs up hit and just hit it and continue listening. That's it.
That's it.
Pull over, hit thumbs up, get back on the road.
Yeah.
Easy.
Young Bucks, we got a video package of Matthew Jackson surprising Nicholas by buying a limousine filled with new sneakers. He uses the company card, saying this is on Tony Khan's dime. They rode the streets of California, stopping outside their old elementary school. Both roads swings before heading to the next stop. Young Bucks then head to their childhood home after stopping at In-N-Out Burger, as they seemed disappointed their house seemed bigger growing up, and quickly opted to go back into their limousine and drive away. They didn't really revisit this for the rest of the show, huh?
No, they did that, and I think after that they came to the venue.
Yes, they came to the venue. Yes.
Came to the venue, yeah. So they threaded it throughout a little bit. But I thought they were going to have a lot more fun with it. Like, I don't know.
None of it was particularly entertaining.
No, it really wasn't.
No. MJF. Fatal 4-way here for the number 2 spot in the men's casino gauntlet match at All In. MJF versus Brody King versus AR Fox versus everybody's favorite Jesse, Anthony Bowens. Oh, man.
The tool player.
Is he no longer? He's got no tools left. He's just a tool player.
He's got no tools, man.
Got more tools than fucking wins over here, Anthony Bowens.
I'm looking at this match. I'm like, gee.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win this one?
I know a lot of people were saying that MJF, we even mentioned it 2 weeks ago, that MJF potentially could be wrestling Mystico at All In. That would be fucking so beneath MJF after what we've seen him do the last 2 years at this show. So I'm glad to report that is not the case. Mystico could still be in this match for all we fucking know as a surprise entrant. But MJF showed up at an MLW show last week and apparently attacked Mystico, and it looks like they are still continuing that program. It may not take place on AEW television. There's a small chance that it could. It won't be happening at All In. It could happen at Forbidden Door, and it looks like they will be doing it potentially at the CMLL anniversary show later this summer. So MJF and Mystico is still a thing. So you would
MLW.
MLW?
Yeah, do the MLW.
You'd rather them do it in MLW than CMLL.
Did you see the pop that they got? That's MJF's old stomping ground.
It is.
Man. I'm pretty sure he loved it.
It is. But Mystico's got to get his mask back in Mexico, bro. That's the only thing.
Oh, well, that's true. So,
yeah. Okay. So yeah, this was very predictable. I'm not going to go over this. This was okay. MJF did everything he could to not wrestle in the beginning portions of this match. He was even on commentary with MVP. He took a lot of the cheap ways out. He gets back into it, though, because Bowens and Fox were fighting on the outside, and Brody was recovering from a tope suicida, or hit a tope suicida on both, and MJF caught him with a chair shot to get back into the action. So we'll pick it up here towards the end. Everyone is taking turns hitting RKOs or cutters. Fox went up top, hit a 450 splash. Brody kicked out. Bowens hits Fox with a mollywop, but MJF hits a hammerlock DDT. Brody King avoided a heat seeker by MJF. He caught MJF in a rear naked choke off the apron. MJF then collapsed to the floor. Bowens planted Fox with his arrival. He tried it on Brody, who spiked him with a gonzo bomb. Fox flew in from out of nowhere to break up the count. MJF quickly recovered, applied salt of the earth on AR Fox, who quickly, and I mean quickly, tapped out. MJF didn't even have the hold in for about a second, and this guy was fucking tapping out. And MJF is now number 2 in the gauntlet match. Number 1, Mark Briscoe. Number 2, MJF. Briscoe comes on out, and he's wearing a shirt that said, MJF has a tiny kosher pickle. I foresee this being a shirt on AEWshop.com very soon, if not already.
Who's designing these shirts?
I don't know. I mean, you could probably do better. Tiny pickle chants from the crowd. Briscoe says he's not addressing Lashley, Benjamin, or MVP, but the one who called him a blue-collar bitch last week. Blue-collar means he wears it like a badge of honor, but the bitch comment he takes personal, so he challenges MJF to a talky talk next week between them. If MJF has a pair of little nuts next to his tiny pickle, he'll meet him in the ring next week. They're really trying to get this tiny pickle thing over, huh?
They are really concerned about MJF's wiener for some reason.
I don't know. I don't care about anything regarding his pickle.
No.
Though I do love a nice kosher pickle, though.
Okay. Well, I will sound clip it and play it back.
I like a deli pickle with my sandwich, you fucking degenerate.
Hey, call it what you want. I'm still gonna clip it.
Now this is the fun part, man. As Briscoe left, jet speed hits the ring, man. They quickly hit super kicks and dives onto Lashley and Benjamin. Bailey and Knight have their ribs heavily taped from last week, and they got their ass handed to them last week. This week, Lashley and Benjamin once again destroy jet speed. MVP and MJF take a seat watching this destruction happen. MJF grabs some of his money from earlier and says he has $100 on the Hurt Syndicate. Lashley and Benjamin leave. Knight says that they're still standing and haven't finished the job. MVP orders them to go beat them up again. As Benjamin and Lashley hit another powerbomb. And my God, Lashley hit a Dominator on Speedball that he just fucking threw him down to the ground like he meant nothing. It was fucking ridiculous. They go to leave again. Bailey and Knight get up again. Lashley and Benjamin continue the beatdown for a third time. Another Dominator, another running knee by Benjamin. Knight says, and he gets up again, they're still alive, and says that they'll have to learn not to just hurt, but kill them. Knight said Benjamin's mama taught him how to hit like a bitch and challenges him to a match on Collision. And that's the way the segment came to a close. Jesse, I mean, if you want to build any less of a non-believable tag team than these two geeks right here, bro. I mean, what is the purpose and what is the point of this, man? Do they genuinely think that fans are going to get behind these two guys to beat the Hurt Syndicate? After tonight, man, I think that they are the bitches, and they have absolutely no business even being in the same ring as Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin.
This is so lame. I ranted about this on my stream. First thing I said, well, why is this happening? Why are they coming out? And then somebody said, well, didn't you pay attention to last week? I said, okay, let me break it down for you when I say why is this happening. Because if you have 4 men in the ring, okay, 4 of them in the ring, you are a tag team of 2 people, and you want to exact some revenge on the guys that kicked your ass last week, you might want to come up with a plan. maybe when they're in the back conversating and MJF and MVP walk away to go discuss something, you catch the tag champs off guard, grab a chair, wham, take them out, put the boots to them, lay them out. That's what you get for putting your hands on me, motherfucker. Yeah, that's what you do. No. This is not what they did. They waited till all four of them were in the ring, fresh, good to go. Then they hit their music, came out, no weapons, came down, walked down to the ring, and proceeded to get their asses kicked. What was their plan? Later on in the night, Ospreay and Swerve had some receipts to give. They came through the crowd, snuck up from behind, and then started kicking some ass. That was a plan. What was their fucking plan? This was stupid.
We hurt people. Right? They're living up to the gimmick, bro.
What was your fucking plan?
Bro, is there any chance that Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, Jet Speed, win the tag team titles at All In?
No. And if they do, it is the stupidest thing they could have done. No one believes this goddamn tag team is anywhere in the stratosphere of the Hurt Syndicate. Get them out of here. Just Jet Speed their asses the fuck out of here. They're gone.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. This was not the way. Not a great way to build up your challengers for the tag team championships, man. Very, very, very lame here.
No.
We got the Young Bucks limousine pulling up to the arena. They walk out of the limousine in their ring gear and into the arena as we see Konosuke Takeshita and the Young Bucks against Bandido, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. This was a very good match. Didn't really mean much of anything, but it was a good PWG match. We usually get a lot of these fun party matches on Dynamite. It's probably the best one that we've seen in recent weeks. I thought this was great. Now, the Young Bucks teaming with Takeshita, I would assume that this camaraderie is not going to last long because of, the Okada stance and what we saw last week with Okada and Takeshita. Takeshita told him this is only temporary. Fine. Very much looking forward to that. I'm glad that they planted the seeds for that. That should be phenomenal when it does happen. Takeshita and the Bucks, very good unit here. I don't really care about Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. I mean, buy me a fucking pillow and put me to sleep, bro. Fucking utterly boring are both these two guys and mostly all of the Paragon. Bandido's fucking great. I love Bandido. Bandido's probably my favorite luchador in the business right now. He's fucking phenomenal. He's got a great look. He's just super over in any match that he's in. He's just really, really good. Takeshita's great, too. Love Takeshita. This was fun, and we got the heels winning here. The Bucks hit EVP trigger. Takeshita also hit a power driver knee before putting away O'Reilly with a raging fire for the win. It was all about the post-match here. Swerve and Will Ospreay hit the ring to attack the Bucks. They quickly bailed. Strickland took the microphone and said, we asked you guys a question last week, but we still don't have an answer. He said it's not becoming EVPs themselves, or not about becoming EVPs themselves, as he doesn't trust Ospreay or himself with that type of power. And the EVP power should be about the fans. There's only one person who runs this place, and they name drop Tony Khan. Thank you for once again reaffirming to us that Tony Khan is running the show. We didn't really need that. And the reaction when Tony Khan's name was mentioned was not really excitement from the Ontario, California crowd. There was a lot of moan and groans in the crowd when Tony Khan's name was mentioned. Nobody was excited there at all. As if they might not agree with the current direction of the product. Ospreay called them the Young Cucks. I don't know why that was bleeped out. You would think he would call them the Young Fucks, and it would have been bleeped out. But Cucks, that got bleeped out. Matthew says they aren't the bosses. They are the EVPs. If they want an answer, hell no. But what do we get out of this? The Bucks went to leave. Ospreay said that he has something that he'd be interested to tell them. Ospreay said if the Bucks win, he and Swerve can't challenge for the world title for 1 year. Swerve was pissed, which pleased the Bucks because they were not on the same page. They accepted only if Swerve agrees. After contemplating for about 10 seconds, Swerve looked at Will Ospreay with complete disgust and said he accepts. And the Bucks then said, we'll see both of you pricks at All In. If the EVPs lose, they are no longer EVPs. If Ospreay and Swerve lose, no world title shots for a full 365 days. I like it. We talked about this the first thing at the top. I like this. I think this really creates a lot of great setup here for Swerve. And I think the centralized thing that we want you guys to focus on here is Swerve going heel. Swerve is not going to be a world champion for the next 365 days if he loses this, which in turn, if that happens, if Hangman is in the world championship match, if Swerve can't have it, then Hangman's not going to have it, because we go back to a few weeks ago, that first show after Double or Nothing, Swerve vehemently told Ospreay, I'm not helping him. Hangman told Swerve and Ospreay, I'm not helping him either. This is a feud, a blood feud that will never die. And on July 12th, Swerve is going heel. That's my prediction. I think this is a very good I wouldn't say predictable, but if it happens, it's a good predictable. I like this a lot, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting a Moxley hiatus after his run is done.
Yes, good.
And when that happens and Swerve goes heel, I'm kind of expecting the most dangerous man in AEW to start acting more like the most dangerous man in AEW. You know, I'm talking about some really messed up shit. He might get so down and dirty, he might do some shit that might put him in the position to negotiate his title match before his year is up. Who knows? Who fucking knows whose house he might fucking visit to try to get that stipulation fucking lifted. I mean, if you want to be the most dangerous man in the company, it's time to start acting like it once you go heel. So, I'm with you. I'm anticipating a heel turn, and a damn good one. He should be the top heel in the company for a while. Yeah,
like I said earlier in the show, I do see Jack Perry showing up and helping the Bucks beat Swerve and Ospreay at All In, and I do think it's time for I don't know where he is or where he plans to return, but sounds like All In might be the proper destination for that to happen, helping his good buddies in the Elites keep their EVP status. So we'll see what happens there. That's my prediction. Will Ospreay and Swerve, speaking of which, they're already out there. They have a tag team match here to go along with the new Superman promotion for the new Superman movie out on July 11th. They wrestled Dralistico and the Beast Mortos, Jesse. This guy's got 3 weeks of major matches on Dynamite, man. 3 weeks in a row, man. Who is better right now than Frank the Attorney?
He almost got a third main event. We was sitting there saying, oh, is he going to get the main event? Is he going to get the main event? He was close. He was so close. Oh,
bro, he was in there with the Death Riders. He's in there with Hangman, and now he's in there with Swerve and Will Ospreay, man. Fucking 4 weeks ago, this guy could barely buy a win on Collision, bro. Holy shit.
I don't know. Something changed. I don't know what changed about 3-4 weeks ago. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe you should go look at Mercedes Mone's TikTok. He's out there dancing with Mercedes on TikTok.
Oh, my God. He's kidding me, man.
He's one of those guys now.
Killing the fucking gimmick, bro. Come on, man.
I didn't really give a fuck about this. This is just one of them lame promotional matches that AEW's got to put out there in conjunction with the new movie. Obviously, Ospreay.
I like the collab though.
Yeah, it was fine. It was innocent enough. Ospreay and Swerve win, and they win here with a Swerve Stomp Stormbreaker combo that laid out Beast Mortos. Dralistico was taken out with a Styles Clash House Call combo, and that was enough to end it. Exciting stuff, huh? Said nobody.
So, who ate that pin?
The Beast Mortos.
He did not.
He did not?
No, fuck no. You crazy?
Dralistico took the pin.
The Beast is not eating the pin. What?
Everything in this guy's life has changed, bro. He's no longer the eater of pins over here.
Bro, we are looking at fucking Moxley versus the Beast Mortos after All In, bro.
Could be looking at the new unified champion eventually, bro. Who knows?
Oh shit! Wait, we already got Moxley versus the Beast Mortos.
Did we?
Fucking hell, man.
When did that happen?
Oh no, that was Ospreay. Never mind. Never mind.
Ah.
That was Ospreay. And week one.
Main event here.
You'll get his title match. Don't worry.
Eventually, yes. Main event. Guess we're already at the main event, folks. We'll get you out of here early. Solomon's already ended the stream at 1 hour and 25 minutes.
Sweet. Like I gotta pocket this Collision Corner, man. I'll bring it back next week.
We got 200 likes to go, folks, for Collision Corner. What the fuck's going on? Is it so difficult to hit the thumbs up over here on Wednesday nights? Seriously.
1,800 people. That means 800 of you don't have to. And you guys still. I might not even do Collision Corner next week. I'm gonna save myself the time.
Oh man, why do I gotta lower the standards for Collision Corner? Because you guys don't want to hit the thumbs up, man. You don't want this guy's hard work to be showcased to the world. This guy's got to watch 2 hours of fucking Collision, and then you don't want to appreciate the work he put into it. Come on now.
Click a button. I watched the show, took notes, paid attention to it, and everything. You have to click a button. My God.
I don't know. Solo was not impressed tonight. I thought he was looking forward to the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was looking forward to this match here. Okada and Kota Ibushi. Good stuff here. Crowd was into it. Okada, hopefully he starts to show a little bit more of himself now against the likes of Ibushi and Omega and Takeshita coming up. This is what they brought him into the company to do, and that's wrestle. This was
like he's still folding it in, man.
Nah, it really does feel that way. This was good. I'm glad that AEW listens to some of the people like us who vented. Why are you keeping Omega out for the duration of the build? This is the perfect time to bring him back, and that's exactly what happened here. We'll pick it up after the break. Ibushi was able to drop kick into a double down. Ibushi recovers, unleashes a bunch of kicks. Palm strikes, standing moonsault, cover, 2 count. Ibushi, he goes for another near fall. Okada responded with a flapjack before applying a monkey flip. Ibushi escaped. Okada connected with an air raid crash. And that was Okada getting a top rope elbow before doing a Rainmaker pose-off. He did the flip. He flipped everybody the finger. Ibushi fought out of a Rainmaker. Okada was there to the shotgun dropkick, launching Ibushi into the corner, smacking his head on the bottom of the turnbuckle, which looked kind of nasty. Forearms from Okada only woke Ibushi up at this point. He lights Okada up with some punches. Paul Turner had to back Ibushi off as the delay allowed a missed Rainmaker attempt. Ibushi swung for a big shot here and connected with a lariat. Ibushi signaled for the Phoenix Splash. Okada cut him off into a super high-angle German suplex. Missed another Rainmaker. Ibushi hits a high kick to the head. He then gets Okada up for an insane avalanche tiger driver, which looked fucking ridiculous. Really popped the crowd. Okada kicks out at a 2. Ibushi wanted the Kamigoye. They trade near falls. Okada back to the ropes. Allowed him to the big lariat. Missed the Rainmaker. Kota charging Ibushi with a drop kick. Beautiful drop kick. And then finally connected with the Rainmaker for the 1, 2, 3. Post-match, Okada was joined by Rocky Romero, and most of the crowd were yelling, "Who?" He's out there. He helps Callis and Lance Archer, who was out there in Okada's corner. They all put the boots to Ibushi. Archer was about to deliver a chokeslam. Kenny's music hit. He runs out with the steel chair. Shrimp Beretta appeared and tried to hit Omega from behind with a steel pipe, and Ibushi cut him off, leading to an assisted German suplex between Ibushi and Omega. The Golden Lovers hug to end the show, and Omega is back miraculously to full health, and 10 days to go. He gets Okada for the Unified Championship at All In, and that's the way Dynamite comes to a close. Not really, again, man, a lot of what's happening here is really ice cold. I really can't bring myself to fucking emotionally pour anything into these matches, but listen, it's very safe booking, and it makes sense in the universe of Omega and Ibushi and Okada and Don Callis. But do I care? Do you care? I don't fucking care, bro. I really don't.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, again, this was still a pretty damn good show for me, but the main event kind of lost me. I'm on my stream. I feel like a match with Kazuchika Okada and Kota Ibushi should be main eventing a pay-per-view with a solid story behind it.
Yeah.
But instead, they just threw it on the show because it's a 300 show. The name value on the match is great for me. I understand to the casual guy, you know, it's just a couple of New Japan flippy guys or whatever the fuck y'all call it or whatever. But to me, that's a main event match at a pay-per-view. What we got tonight was just, I wasn't feeling it, man. I still feel like Okada is phoning this shit in. I mean, he's just in cruise control in AEW right now.
Maybe he's realistically saving everything for this match, and on July 12th, we're going to get the Okada of old. Hopefully. Collision 100 takes place on Saturday at 8 p.m. I will not be watching because it's 4th of July holiday. Who the fuck's going to be watching Collision? Collision 100 is not the same as Collision debut episode, man. The show has fallen off a fucking cliff since the days of Pepsi Man leading the show. FTR versus the Outrunners. Shelton Benjamin versus Kevin Knight, which should be good. I'll give them that. Thunder Rosa, Queen Aminata, Tay Mello and Anna Jay versus Athena, Megan Bain, Tekla, and Julia Hart. Kyle Fletcher versus Daniel Garcia.
Let me pause you for a sec.
Yeah.
They got Penelope Ford coming out with Megan Bain every goddamn night. Why is she not wrestling?
Because we need Tekla in the match, Jesse.
I mean, you just threw her in when it would make sense to have the woman who's involved in everything Megan Bain does be in her corner with her.
We need Tekla, Jesse. It's an all-star tag team match with Tekla in it. Can't have an all-star tag team match without Tekla, Jesse.
Unbelievable, bro.
Man, I know you're looking forward to that Kyle Fletcher Danny Garcia match, man. Oh, man. What about this one, bro? Listen to this. Mystico, Hologram, and Mark Briscoe versus Roppongi Vice and Hechicero, bro. Oh, my goodness. Good thing you're not doing Collision Corner next week, huh?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. And you guys don't want to hit the thumbs up, man, and get this guy at Collision Corner tonight, man. Give me a fucking break.
Bro, look, everybody who really wanted to see Collision Corner, because look, we're not doing it. We can't still do it despite not making it. Otherwise, what's the point of having the incentive to do the thumbs up? But look, if you really want to make sure that it happens, join my watch along to find out how we can get Collision Corner to go on, even if we don't meet the required thumbs up. Join the stream. I promise you there's a way.
We need 100 likes for Collision Corner. Now, there's not a lot of super chats tonight because everybody fucking hates this show. Okay? AEW's cold. It's ice fucking cold. If there was excitement for AEW, there'd be excitement here listening to us talk about it. There's just not.
Yeah.
That's just the fact of the matter. Plus, it's 4th of July holiday, so everybody doesn't give a shit. But
people on vacation.
Yeah.
And shit.
But if you guys want 100 likes, before we get these super chats done, I promise you Jesse will do Collision Corner, and then we'll end with Collision Corner. 1,000 likes is the goal, okay? You got like 5 minutes.
Let's get it.
Tanmay. Actually, let me say this first. Go check out the content on the channel. Go check my Britt Baker video out. Very good stuff. Go check out TNT with the Solomons, episode 101 last night. Great discussion as always. Monday night, we were live for the Fallout show from Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Go check that out. Go follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn the bell for notifications. Follow Jesse on Twitter at ChyTownSmark. Go follow him on YouTube as well. I linked his channel down in the description at the very top. Go and check that out. And please go check out Blue Chew, tonight's sponsor, right here on the stream. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. All you guys have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling, and you're on your way to getting a free sample of Blue Chew. 70 likes. You guys got 70 likes in 5 minutes. Can we do it? Tanmay, 66 months. Tanmay is the longest running member of the OTS VIP section. Says hi, JD, and hi, Jesse. Tanmay, what's up, brother?
What up?
Michelle with the 2. Texas Deathmatch is really a Temu. WrestleMania 40. Yeah, it's going to shape up to be that way, yes. But normally when Hangman's in a Texas death match, he usually is a banger. So we'll see what happens. Hannah with a $4.99. Holy shit, after that incredible opening segment, I'm so happy I'm going to All In. She donated the $4.99 at 8:22 p.m. immediately after that segment was over. Man, she really must have enjoyed that segment. That was a very good segment, Hannah. Very good segment. I agree. Nate with a $5 super chat coming to us from Australia, mate. Haha. I told you she isn't dropping that title anytime soon. She's so close to 90 days from beating Jade's record. Why not? If you're that close, October 17th. And who called that, Nate? I've been saying that for months. Thank you, Nate. OTS Tribal Queen with 42 months. While watching this slop hole of a show, I finally understood the Cucks are the antithesis to Hall of Famers Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian versus the Young Bucks is probably something Tony Khan is salivating over. More than likely will happen before Adam Copeland has to retire.
I don't know. I want Chicago Public High School education.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I don't even know what that means.
Danny 8 with a new membership. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate you, brother. Tony Brown with a $10 super chat. It's my birthday, July 3rd. I'm old as shit, JD and Jesse, but I'm wondering, does the Beast Mortos growl when he munches Mercedes Mone? Oh, my God.
This is a PG show.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Come
Tony
on.
Brown, we love you, brother. Happy birthday, man. It's now officially July 3rd. Thank you, Tony Brown. Listen, man, Mercedes is a lovely lady.
Yes, she
Okay.
is.
Tribal Chief with 23 months. Instead of AEW, I was watching The Ranch, but had to come here and watch the best duo in the IWC. JD, Jesse, you guys bust me up. OTS for life. Pal. Thank you, Tribal Chief. Jorge with a $2 super chat. He says, but JD, why? JD from NY 206 with the geek emoji. Thank you, brother. We need 40 likes, bro. 40 likes for Collision Corner. We got 4 more super chats to read. If I read these super chats and we don't have 1,000 likes, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Gotta go.
Vampiric Rage with a $9.99. Good wrestling tonight. JD, are you excited for the new Resident Evil? Yes, I am. So glad it comes out a month before GTA 6. OTS for life. Let's go. I'm excited about it. Can't wait. Looks great. Hellfire
When's it come
Kai.
out? Next year?
Yeah. Hellfire Kai with a $5 super chat. What's up, JD? Jesse. Tomorrow is my dad's 53rd birthday. He's the reason why I watch pro wrestling, heavy metal music, and movies. Stay lit AF. Thank you, Hellfire. Appreciate you.
I saw Megan 2.0 this week. It's pretty good.
Oh, you're into that Android shit, huh?
That's pretty good, huh?
I'm going to go watch Jurassic Park tomorrow at 8:15 tomorrow night. That's my Saturday. That's my Thursday night.
Oh, when did it come out? Tonight?
It came out today, yeah.
Oh, I have to check that one out.
Yeah. Thank you, Hellfire. Appreciate you. Heavy metal music, man. And happy birthday to your dad, 53 years old. We need 19 more likes for Collision Corner. 19 more likes. Cody with a 5. We lost my Uncle Thomas today. He loved wrestling. Tell your family you love them, guys. You never know when you won't be able to. Much love to you guys, JD and Jesse. I'm very sorry to hear that, Cody. My thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. And we appreciate you being here, bro. Hopefully we gave you a little bit of escape today with the loss of your Uncle Thomas.
Prayer emojis, please, guys.
Yes, prayer emojis in the chat. We need 12 more likes before I read this super chat. Lavelle Gilliard with a $5 super chat. Can you guys see the Britt story being a swerve that sets up her shocking return at All In to confront the winner of the Mercedes versus Tony match? No.
Fuck, though.
No. Britt's not going to be at All In. She may be at like one of those cons, but she will not be at the show She will not be at Texas at All In.
No.
All right, guys. That's it. You failed. 2 likes.
Oh, wait.
909. We got it, man. 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes. Oh, my goodness, man. Look at this fucking guy. Oh, my goodness.
That was close. That was close.
Man. We got Major with a 499. What are you guys' thoughts on Maya Lesnar? I know Triple H is salivating at the thoughts of having her in WWE. She would be the first true Paul Heyman girl. Bro, it is
Brock in a blonde wig.
It's quite scary, bro. It really is. Like I have some serious fucking questions there, man. But
it looks like a lab created Brock Lesnar clone with a blonde wig, man.
I don't know, man. That's just it's like Bizarro World, bro. Seriously, I mean, she got none of Sable's qualities or traits, bro. It was almost as if she was born in a lab with Brock Lesnar mating with himself, bro. Seriously,
it's just I've never ever seen a woman look so much like her father before in my life. Man. All right, man. It's time to go on home, guys. I will see you next week. All right. Peace.
No. We got to go sit somewhere. We got to go sit somewhere. Where are we sitting?
Okay, we got to go sit somewhere. Fine. We're going to go sit in Collision Corner.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this guy. Look at him. There he is. There he is.
Here we go. The show that you guys, for some reason, didn't want to see, man. What is happening here?
I don't know. Why is it so hard to hit the like button over here on Wednesday nights, bro? What the fuck's going on?
Hard,
I get 1,000. I shit out 1,000 likes on a fucking Monday night. What happened?
Jeez. But let's get it. The show has a scorching hot start with an in-ring segment between the Los Outrunners and FTR.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
It was just as exciting as it sounds. Moving on. Okay.
Wait, nothing was said there?
No, they said words. Stuff. We're better than you. Top guys. What the fuck ever, man.
Now, well, listen. You watch this show. Do you get any glimpse or any feeling of what FTR is doing at All In, man? Because I'm not seeing them on the card yet. No? Okay.
Probably facing the Outrunners. Probably in the pre-show.
Oh, man, that's awful.
Probably the Outrunners in the pre-show, to be honest.
That's awful. All right, moving on.
It's man. They even got Stokely Hathaway, and he can't breathe any fucking life into that, man.
I don't know. Yeah, where's the problem?
My God. We have the big bad Apple Bill losing to Nick and Christian Cage. Nothing of interest here. But what was interesting was, no, there was nothing interesting there.
Father and son tag team titles coming?
No, not doing that. I'm not going to will that shit into existence. That shit is not happening. We did get MVP confronting Christian Cage and Nick Wayne to try to convince them that they shouldn't challenge the Hurt Syndicate. I kind of agree with MVP right there, to be honest with you.
Or maybe the Hurt Syndicate do lose to Loser Speed over there at All In.
I'd rather them lose to the Patriarchy, which would also make no sense, but nonetheless. Hey, pop quiz, bro.
Yeah.
Pop quiz. Who is the CMLL World Middleweight Champion?
I'm going to go with El Ononico, bro.
Close. It is Templario.
Who?
And he's been champion for 776 days.
Bro, isn't Templario, bro? Isn't that the third encounter in a Destiny 2 raid?
Hey,
Vault of Glass?
That's the Templar, asshole.
Are we talking about the Vault of Glass, bro?
That's the Templar. Look, man.
You said Templario.
Jeez. Templario with his tag team partner, you know, these guys have been a joint at the hip for all I can remember, man. These guys know each other like they're brothers. Templario and Brody King tag team. All right. They defeat Hechicero and Rocky Romero, another bona fide tag team. Okay.
Bro, what is the relationship with Brody King and these luchadors now all of a sudden, man?
Bro, he's hanging out with luchadors more than he is Julia Hart. For some reason, I don't think they want to hang out anymore now. I guess their crew is just done.
Man. I wonder what Buddy Matthews is thinking at home, man, watching this shit on TV, man. What the fuck happened to our tag team?
You think Buddy Matthews watches this shit at home?
No, he's watching something else. Yes.
He's got mommy at home. What the what? He's watching Rhea Ripley. What the fuck
man.
We have Charlotte Lesnar, aka Megan Bayne, versus Vert Vixen.
Who? Vertigo Vixen?
Vert Vixen.
I get vertigo every time I watch this fucking show, bro.
I don't think I have to tell you who won the match between Megan Bayne and Vert Vixen.
I'm going to go Vert Vixen wins via a flash roll-up.
Close. She squashed Megan Bayne 1 in 5 seconds, of course. Josh Alexander versus Adam Cole for the TNT Championship.
Wait a minute. You pronounced his name wrong. Josh Alexander versus what Solid Monster now calls Adam Cold. Okay?
Oh, Adam. Oh. Okay. Hold on.
Adam Cold, bro. He's like a fucking Batman villain, man. Adam Cold.
Done. Now it's official. Okay. Josh Alexander versus Adam Cold.
Oh my God, man.
For the TNT Championship. Adam Cold won squeaky fucking clean against Josh Alexander, bro.
Like he's a Batman villain, bro.
Adam Cole.
What the fuck? Yeah, Mr. Freeze. Bro,
oh my God, man.
Between Josh Alexander and Deonna Purrazzo, what are we doing with the with the TNA talent that came?
Bro, we could get Adam Cold and Vanilla Baby in a fucking tag team, man, and have the fucking gimmick be around ice cream.
Yeah, cold ice cream.
And come out with the Mr. Frosty theme song.
No. You gotta mix it in with Lady Frost, bro.
She could be their manager.
They can be on a dessert plate for Mercedes one day. There we go. We have the king of collision, AR Fox.
Oh boy.
He got beat up by the Gates of Agony, seemingly on behalf of Ricochet, who then smiled and said, "Aha!" and then turned to the Gates of Agony and said, "Let's talk."
Are they really going to pair Ricochet with the Gates of Agony?
I still thought it would be the Good Brothers. Maybe that's not happening now.
There's nothing good about anything here. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but how the mighty have fallen for Rick O'Shea in AEW. Holy shit.
I have an incredible announcement here. Alex Windsor is all elite.
Oh my God, man. I know who that is, but I'm going to ask anyway. Who?
Alex Windsor. It's a lady.
Yes, it's Will Ospreay's missus. Yes.
She wrestles.
Yes.
She does things.
Yes. It's great.
Sky Blue. Sky Blue. The biggest star from Chicago in AEW history, Sky Blue, comes out with Julia Hart to face Queen Aminata. Aminata wins with a Shining Wizard. Julia Hart gets in the ring and stares her down. Out comes Tekla to assist with the stare down. Sky Blue has recovered from her L. Now all three of these women are staring down Queen Amanada. The music of Anna Jay and Tay Mello hits, so they all have to run. They stop the stare down, and they have to run. Charlotte Lesnar comes back out, does her stare down from the top of the ramp, and the stare down segment has ended.
Riveting.
Man,
Academy Award winning material right there, bro.
this is good stuff, bro. This is good stuff. Starting to see why we didn't get those fucking 1,000 thumbs up. Okay. Main event, bro. Battle of the Kyles.
Oh, is Adam Cole on commentary, bro?
No.
No, oh man, okay.
Not this time.
Oh, wow.
Not this time. No Adam Cole. We got Kyle Fletcher versus Kyle O'Reilly. Why is this the main event? I asked myself.
You know, Brian Alvarez says, and I quote, "I wish all of you could be in the arena to watch this match live." He said it was that good.
Who said that?
Brian Alvarez.
Okay. All right. I asked myself, why is this the main event? I don't know, but keep this in mind. We had a TNT title match earlier on this show, but this is the main event.
Who did Adam Cole wrestle again?
He did Kyle. Oh wait, not that's the other one. I forgot.
It don't even matter anymore, man. Like,
I don't even know anymore. Oh, Josh. No.
That wasn't the main event?
Nope. Adam Cole versus Josh Alexander was not the main event.
Now you know why we call him Adam Cole.
Kyle Fletcher and Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh my God.
Man. No Adam Cole in commentary. Good. Let's see. Fletcher wins with the help of Lance Archer, but too bad O'Reilly has no friends. After the match, they both proceeded to beat down O'Reilly, but then Adam Cole's music hits.
Was it Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice?
Well, look. So follow along here. They were beating down Kyle. Adam Cole's music hits. Then they all stopped. They have to. So you have to stop beating someone when music plays. I've learned this in AEW. If music plays, you have to stop and freeze. Corpse, don't move. So Cole's music hits. So by law, they have to stop. Cole, Strong, and Danny Garcia all come running down to help. I guess they didn't give a shit when O'Reilly was getting his ass beat mid-match by Lance Archer. I guess they didn't give a shit about that match. I don't blame them because neither did I. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Collision Corner. I'm starting to wonder why I even watch this shit, but I do, so you guys don't have to.
One guy in the chat was like, Adam Cole wins the AEW championship. Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Oh, man.
Bro. Kyle O'Reilly got his ass kicked by Lance Archer mid-match. RB Evers didn't see it. This dude got a whole goddamn stable in the back. They just let it happen. Bro. He ends up losing the match. Then they come out. Adam Cole came out running, carrying his title. He didn't even stop to put the goddamn title down.
Man, I ask every single week, man. I don't know how you fucking do it. I swear to God, man. I would physically feel like depression would be taking over my soul at that point, bro. I don't know how you do it.
Bro,
like, I would be questioning every fucking aspect of my life if I had to sit down and watch that show.
You have no idea. It gets even harder than you think. I swear, every time I sit down to watch it, I have to put something on the back burner that I either A, need to do or want to do. and I'm like, shit, I gotta watch this fucking show. It is never like a, hey, I think I'll just casually watch. Like, it always hits me like, fuck, I don't have time for this shit.
Awful. Just an awful time to spend on a Saturday night, man. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you for the 1,050 likes. It's not that difficult, man. You see? You did it. And you did a great job. Thank you guys very much. I wish there was more in the way of super chats, but I don't blame you. You guys don't give a fuck about AEW. Who's going to give a shit about us talking about it? So it is what it is, man. Thank you guys regardless for a great stream. We really appreciate you. We are about to get out of here, and I'm going to get some sleep because I feel like shit.
Same.
And Jesse will... when's the next time they see you, bro? You going to be on the channel? Yeah. There you go. Thank you guys very much for a great stream tonight. Appreciate you. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all of the great content on the channel. Monday, we were live for Raw. Tuesday Night Titans with the Salad Monster, episode 101. Today's Britt Baker video. Go and check that out. Continue to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of tonight's Dynamite 300. And the next time you see me, we'll be live on Friday night for Friday Night SmackDown right here on Off the Script. Until then, guys, have a great and happy and safe 4th of July. I'll see you right back here live on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown on OTS. I'll see you guys later.